presentation that Parks and Recreation did for the track place.
Point of order through the chair.
Going to City Attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
This is an add-on item that's a point of order that has been requested by the Vice Mayor. I'm not aware of what it is. Obviously, there's a PowerPoint presentation.
No, there's no presentation. Well, actually, there is the one that Greg Warner's team put together.
Okay.
And it won't not go slide by slide. We're just going to ramp it really quick.
Point of order through the chair, city attorney. We do not have consensus from the commission to change the order of the agenda.
We also, it's continue on your point of order, City Attorney. At the same token, please opine because it was an add-on item that was agreed to. So if
Agreed to by whom?
I'm asking the City Attorney to opine on the whole thing, not as an individual piece.
That the item's been added on?
The Vice Mayor asked in the beginning of this meeting to put an add-on item, to have a point of privilege to say something at the end of the meeting. He's now asking it to be done before the next item that is.
That is correct. So he has made a motion under the Robert's Rules of Order. The way to do it is to, I make a motion to suspend the rules to move the item, my item from before the last item, or switch their order. That would be the motion. It does require a second and a majority vote under Robert's Rules of Order.
Point of order, point of clarification. Through the city clerk, through the chair, city clerk, I did not hear the vice mayor say that an item was added to the agenda when early in the meeting, Mayor Gomez asked the city manager if there were any additions or deletions to the agenda.
I asked for a personal time of privilege.
That's not an addition to the agenda.
That's what he did ask for it. He asked for a moment of personal privilege at the end of the
What
meeting.
does through the chair, I want the clerk to show what the record states. What does the record show?
If I may, Madam Mayor?
Yes, please.
I did hear Vice Mayor Villalobos make a mention of something, yes.
At the time that the mayor asked the city manager were there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Go ahead, City Clerk, with the timing.
I would have to go back and review the record. I don't know the exact time.
And it doesn't matter to go through the city attorney when, city attorney, please confirm, it doesn't have to go through when the city manager says if there are any additions or deletions. If a member of the commission has requested for a moment of personal privilege, he or she is able to receive the same. Is that correct?
That is correct. The vice mayor asked for it. It was acknowledged and granted. There was no objection to it. So from a practical standpoint, it was added to the agenda at his request.
Thank you. So,
I think the point being that is being asked is that was separate and distinct from the inquiry to the manager as when he was asked if there were any items that needed to be added or deleted from the agenda when the commission took up the consent agenda.
thank you.
So the second item is now the location of the item of his request. The commission needs to provide consensus as to moving an item.
That is correct.
Commissioner
That's-
Gellin, we didn't
that's
get
the
there
motion
yet.
on the table.
So, Vice Mayor, through a motion, you can ask for it to be moved up, or it can remain at the
I'd
item
like
that
to
is.
move up the item.
He is asking for a motion. Is there a second?
Yes, we did. I don't understand why we're discussing this.
Okay. We agreed to extend the time to include it at the end. The request has been made now to move what would be theoretically 10C, the Vice Mayor's point of personal privilege, to being 10B and moving 10B to 10C.
And it'll be less than 5 minutes.
There's a second. All right, City Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Placco?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolton?
No.
Commissioner Gallan,
No.
Vice Mayor Villalobos,
Yes.
and Mayor Gomez.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-2.
So we are now at the point where the vice mayor has asked for a moment of personal privilege to be less than 5 minutes. Please proceed.
Mr.
Point
Gregg,
of order, Madam Mayor. Would the clerk start the clock for 5 minutes? The vice mayor said no more than 5 minutes.
we
We
heard you.
That was what was seconded by Commissioner Placco.
Levan,
So I'd
can
like
you
the
start the
clerk to
presentation
start the clock.
from
Would the clerk start
Park
the
and
clock,
Recreation,
please?
please?
City
Can you
clerk.
show where Commissioner
Would the clerk start
Gellan-
the
She's
clock?
starting it.
Can you show the proposal that
Thank you so much.
states where Commissioner Gellan's proposal is actually a stadium, IAAF certified for 10,000 seats? Can you just go through the whole entire PowerPoint, please? You can do it.
Point of order, Madam Mayor.
You can do it slowly.
Point of order, Madam Mayor.
What is your
This is not a point of personal privilege. This is a full-on item that needs 6 days.
You can continue
to-
the
to be-
slideshow, Levan.
To be
City
put,
attorney,
to be put, I'm in the middle of my point of order, so that the city attorney can opine. This is not a point of order. This is a full-on item with a presentation, and items need to be put on the agenda 6 days before
We already
the
did this
agenda closes.
presentation.
I'm speaking. Again, that's common manners. We need 6 days to put this item on the agenda.
Levan,
This
can
is
you
not-
continue the slideshow, please?
Vice Mayor, please hold for a
He
second.
can continue talking while the PowerPoint continues.
City attorney, you're being asked to opine.
A point of order is, under Robert's Rules of Order, is to, Commissioner Bolton's point, is to object to the procedure or a personal affront, according to Robert's Rules of Order. As I understand what has taken place here today is that earlier in today's meeting, the vice mayor asked for the opportunity to address the commission as a point of privilege, which is, again, similar to a point of order to object to or complain about something that previously happened or the way that the audience is conducting themselves, et cetera. At the end of the day, if it's the consensus or decision of this commission to allow the vice mayor to proceed, you certainly can do that. Alternatively, someone can potentially move to table the item. It would be disposed of. If there's not a consensus to, or a majority vote to table an item, then the matter will proceed.
City attorney, though, isn't the matter already been approved by the vote to have it move forward and that to,
Yes, it was added. That's my point, is that at this point in time, the only thing to, or the appropriate motion to stop the vice mayor from proceeding would be a motion to table.
so, Vice Mayor, please proceed with your presentation.
Levan, can you just run that one more time, please? Actually, I'm pretty sure. Can you just do the last one that I submitted through City Clerk? We already saw the presentation. We clearly know that Commissioner Gellan was proposing.
Motion to table.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mayor Gomez,
No.
Commissioner Placco,
No, let's offer courtesies to each and every one of us, please.
Vice Mayor Villalobos,
No.
Commissioner Bolton,
Yes.
Commissioner Gallan.
Yes.
Motion fails 3-2.
Thank you, and if you would, please reset the clock to 4:30.
It's okay. I don't need much more time
Okay.
than what's already allotted. Clearly, Commissioner Gellen's proposal for the track was not a rubberized running track survey results.
Point of clarification, I never made a presentation. The presentation that was presented was done by the Parks and Recreation
You
Director.
can respond when he is done. Please proceed.
Madam Mayor,
Commi-
a point of clarification actually interrupts the speaker, so you need to understand the rules if you're going to enforce them. Thank you so much.
And he cannot make
Commission-
false statements on the record.
City Attorney, I believe we have a decorum statute that we are not following in this city. Will you please read it to this commission who seems to fail to recall it at this hour? Or many hours ago.
Through the chair, City Attorney, can you clarify that
You're not recognized
Commissioner
at
Bolton
this
was
time.
correct, that I can make a point of clarification?
I think that that's already been done, which is, your statement. As far as the rules of procedure, yes, there are rules that the commission, as well as the members of the public, are to not be disruptive, et cetera. I've read those at the last meeting, as I remember. And again, I just, as a parliamentarian, ask each and every one of you to provide basic courtesy to your peers. I understand that this is a subject that is, by evidence, by the number of people that were here at the last meeting, an issue of concern to the community. But again, if we all just try and allow each other to speak without being interrupted, I understand the issues of the procedure. It is before you all. It was approved. And so but to your comment, Commissioner Gallen, yes, the point of order is, wait a minute, I didn't make a presentation, that was staff. If that, I wasn't here when that was made, but if that's the case, then the record will reflect that.
Point of order, Madam Mayor.
Thank
City Attorney, is it,
Will reflect
say, point of order, motion to table at any time during the meeting?
Some of the motions do allow you to interrupt the speaker because they're directed to what the speaker is saying. But again,
I believe the question is it disruptive to ask for a motion to table during a commission meeting or ask for a point of order during a commission meeting?
no.
Okay, thank you so much.
I
Vice
think
Mayor, go ahead.
as Madam Mayor, as the parliamentarian, it's sometimes what comes after that, I believe, is the suggestion that the activities might be disruptive. Again, the rules say everyone treats everyone with courtesy, and try not to be disruptive.
Thank you, City Attorney. Vice Mayor, please proceed.
And I'm pretty sure everyone has a hand, fingers, they can take notes. In a direction from Commissioner Gallen to staff at Park and Rec, that track was to be built and voted on. Okay? Give me 1 second. About 2 days ago, Commissioner Gellen took on next door to attack the mayor and myself by saying rubberized running track survey results. Despite the overwhelming support for the addition of a soft rubberized running track to the Tamarac Sports Complex, the Tamarac Commission, led by Vice Mayor Villalobos and Mayor Michelle Gomez, voted against the will of 82% of supermajority of the diverse survey respondents who were in support of the track. Included is a small sample of the responses from the residents. I will continue to advocate for enhancements and improvements to our city's benefit the needs of the students in our community, growing families, seniors who enjoy walking but would prefer a softer and safer surface. Not only are you lying to the public, to our staff,
Point of
Vice
order.
Mayor,
Point of
we
order.
need to-
not only have you...
Vice Mayor, we,
Okay, I take that back. Not only have you misled
Vice Mayor,
the
let's try
pe-
to.
the-
He's
residents.
He's still speaking in disdain to a member of the city commission.
You know what? I understand that. And
Okay,
I'm speaking,
and
I'm
you-
speaking, but
okay.
you're talking over me again. Vice Mayor, please make your comments to the actual item of,
That
without
post
attacking.
is incorrect. That post, not only did Commissioner Bolton and Commissioner Plocko voted against it, but you failed to mention them. You failed to mention who you surveyed.
They didn't lead. They didn't lead. You led it. So I
Okay.
mentioned your name.
At this point in time, I'm
Mayor,
going
the
to ask you,
gentlemen
Vice
cannot
Mayor,
speak to
to
each other.
please.
Can I
proceed-
finish?
No, you
I'm going to
can't.
ask you to please proceed with keeping the remarks general.
I don't think he knows.
The
how to do that.
residents of Tamarac were not surveyed. Okay? District 3 was not surveyed. It was clear who proposed the track, and it was a 10,000 seat stadium.
Madam Mayor, can you remind the
That's a
clerk
false
to continue
statement.
the
Point of order.
clock?
Well, then
This-
the PowerPoint that you
This is
guys...
his presentation. Commissioner Gellan, you had your presentation and you were not interrupted. The
I
Vice
can say
Mayor
point
is
of order.
proceeding, you know what, you can throw point of order all you want, but there's a point in time.
Let us
when
reclaim the
I-
Vice Mayor's time.
We need to put back the clock, please. The Vice Mayor is doing his presentation on his request that has been approved by this commission, by the majority of it, whether it's not all, but the 3-2, to let him proceed. The Vice Mayor will continue to proceed to finish his presentation with the item as he sees it without personal attack. Please proceed.
The proposal that was shown to us, displayed to us, the one that Levent showed to us on this PowerPoint, did not just come out of thin air. Someone here put it on there. Okay? And now to say otherwise, that it was one thing and then another thing, is a blatant lie. And that's unacceptable. And I want to make sure that the city understands that, because a text message was sent out to a group of people. That email was sent out to a group of people that we don't even know who they are. As a matter of fact, on the presentation day for the track, only 2 residents from Tamarac spoke in comparison to the amount of people that you called for coaches
No,
to
you-
call in.
Point of order, Madam
No
Mayor.
use. Keep it.
All the coaches were not in Tamarac. Your comment,
Let's try not to have the use, please. Just.
take
General
caution in
comment.
your comments, sir.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. Again, the Vice Mayor should lead by example, and he is, again, speaking directly to a member of our
I've
commission
already addressed that,
in a way that
Commissioner.
that disdains his
It's
character.
already been addressed, Commissioner. Thank you very much for pointing it out. Go ahead, City Attorney.
Yeah, if I may. I'm referring to the Rules for Conduct of Business, City Code, of the City of Tamarac. It states, questions and comments by members of the City Commission should be reserved insofar as possible for the end of a presentation to avoid interrupting the speaker, disrupting the timekeeping process, and duplicating ground the speaker may cover. All members of the City Commission shall be permitted to speak on any matter and shall not be ruled out of order by the presiding officer unless the member has made abusive, derogatory, or rude remarks. No member of the city commission shall be limited in his or her debate on any issue except as otherwise provided herein unless the member engages in abusive, derogatory, or rude comment. That's what governs all of us. I ask you that you all observe that. It is in your code. It is adopted by you all. It is what governs your conduct up here. And if we all subscribe to that and we follow it, we'll all be better, and it'll make for a better meeting, in my opinion, as your parliamentarian.
A point of order,
Thank
Madam Mayor. The members of the commission would never have to say point of order had it not been for disrespectful, rude comments made by the speaker. Mr. Attorney,
Commissioner Bolton,
Mr.
that is
Attorney,
not needed
I
at
have
this
access to
time.
the attorney. It's not time for rebuttal. You're not in the courthouse. Mr. Attorney, I'm going to.
But through the chair.
Through the chair.
And the chair has not recognized it.
I have access to the city attorney at any point during the commission meeting. Mr. Attorney, is there anywhere in the paragraph or so that you read in the rules that a speaker or a member of the commission has to be timed when offering commentary?
Yes, sir.
City
Read it.
Attorney, go
Can you
ahead.
read it?
No member may filibuster. No member may speak for more than 5 minutes continuous except by leave of the mayor. The decision of the mayor is final unless the majority of the commission votes to the contrary.
How many times?
I'm sorry?
How many times?
Can one speak?
Yes.
It then does provide for a second opportunity to speak.
Does it,
A
does
member,
it
a
say
member,
five,
a
does
member
it
may
say 5
speak
minutes?
a second time on any one question only after all members have been given an opportunity to speak.
For 5 minutes?
No, the rules say that the mayor may limit the amount of time on the second go-round. And I
On the
believe
second
that-
go-around. But on the first go-around, does it say 5 minutes?
5 minutes, yes, I read that.
Okay, you read that.
Yes, sir.
Point of order, Mayor. Y'all have been in the commission for over 5 years, and y'all talking about rules? Seriously? Over 5 years.
What's the point of order?
Your point has been noted. 5 years, we're talking about rules. Now, if we can actually get back to your presentation, which was supposed to be 5 minutes, we
I'm
can
done with
then
my
get to the
presentation.
last
I made my
item.
point, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the next item is 10.
Am I recognized? I have my,
Sorry, your light's constantly lit, so I didn't, go ahead
yeah, so. I'm gonna
without
ask-
belaboring.
Through the chair, I'm going to ask the city manager to please educate the vice mayor who's clueless as to the process.
Comment not necessary.
I cannot make a proposal, and there's a lot of false news propaganda out there saying, I propose a 10,000-seat stadium. I propose spending $3 million. I can't make a proposal. What we do as commissioners, as you saw tonight, is we propose ideas. I propose the Budget Advisory Board. I propose Sister Cities. I propose so many other things, and staff does the work. So from the time I've gotten to the commission, I asked to have a track added to the sports complex. I didn't say 10,000 seats, 5,000 seats, 2,500 seats. I never said anything. All I said was, I want to see a track at the sports complex. And at the April 14th commission meeting, what the vice mayor showed was staff's presentation that talked about the challenges of adding a track to the sports complex. So facts, what did the commission agree to that night, which you must have forgotten?
It's my turn for
is
a point of
that
clarification.
The commission agreed 5-0.
She just made a point of clarification.
I'm listening.
City Attorney, at this point in time, when the item that was presented was just a point of personal privilege, do we need to accept comments to continue on an item that has already been discussed and voted on at this time?
no disrespect to any of you all, but I've been asking that kind of myself for the last 15 minutes. That item was taken up last meeting. There was extensive discussion and comment about some of the same issues we're here talking about here tonight, at least in my recollection. And ultimately, a majority of this commission just voted to not follow through with the project, as is just was being mentioned by Commissioner Gallen that it previously had. As a parliamentarian, I'm telling you that item is done. It's over, and you know you all are rehashing ground that's already been traveled.
Well, I need to clarify the false statements that were made by the vice mayor.
There were no false statements.
Gentlemen, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, the statements have been made. You both have made your point here and on social media. At this time,
You
this
allowed
item,
him to speak. I should have the right to speak. He made false statements. He said I didn't send the messages out to the residents, when clearly I stated to the residents here in the audience when they were here last week that I got the data from the Broward Supervisor of Elections for the city of Tamarac residents, and I sent it to Tamarac residents. So he cannot be on the record making lying, false statements without giving me
your comments from last meeting are on the record. His comments from this meeting and that
He's
meeting
making
are on the
false
record.
statements.
All items are already on the record. At this point in time, it would really be nice to end this part of the record and move on to the last item, because
So why
it's not
don't you
going
let
to
it
change.
end after I finish speaking?
Without rehashing a whole big thing that we've
I'm-
already been through,
all I'm
because
doing-
it's not
He
here.
said I made a presentation. I made a proposal.
Okay, you've
The
already
city manager
expressed
can
that, but you've
clarify that
expressed
I
that.
made a proposal for a track. So what is the next step? We all know, except for the vice mayor, that the next step is staff does the work. And then staff brings it back to us, and then we vote.
How
So
did you vote on that item, sir?
he's making the
How did you vote
false-
on that item?
It's already, this
How did you
item
vote on
has
that item?
been,
You voted in favor of it.
I don't talk to puppets.
Commissioner Gallen,
I'm glad I'm not one.
You
Vice
are.
Mayor, gentlemen. We are moving on to 10B. This is discussion and direction on the process for identification and hiring of a new city manager. And at this point in time, I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege and speak first about this. This item was
5
not
minutes,
put
please.
on, this item was not put on the calendar with the 6 business day rule that we have. No, it was not. 6 business days on the calendar would show that it would be due on Tuesday beforehand. It was not done Tuesday before, and each and every one of us on our calendars, we receive a reminder that we need to get our items to the city clerk by noon on the Tuesday before the week before our commission. It was not done. So this item is not timely placed, and it is also moot because, happy to say that our city manager has withdrawn his application, and therefore there is no need for us to have an identifying and hiring process for a new city manager. At this time, I would be very happy to entertain a motion to table this item indefinitely.
Point of order.
Second.
Point of
There's a
order.
motion and a second.
Point of order.
City attorney?
City attorney, can you clarify, and city manager, can you clarify that I did send this item to you in time for it to be on the agenda, which is why it is on the agenda?
Yeah, I'll answer that, and let me answer it this way, as I do not wish to be in the middle of this debate. However, there are two things occurring here. Commissioner Gallen, you submitted it by Wednesday, which has traditionally, consistently been the time that we accept that that's the deadline cutoff for your items, and that's the way that we've done it. I was provided with a link to a website which provides for what the exact days should be, and they should be Tuesday. Technically, it should be Tuesday the cutoff should be Tuesday, not Wednesday. So as far as I'm concerned, and I've said this consistently, what you submitted was timely as far as I was concerned, and it was placed on the agenda as requested. The mayor has provided a link that shows that our procedure, I think, is wrong, and that the deadline truly does need to be 6 business days, it would be Tuesday. And we need to clarify that for you so that everybody knows what the deadline is. And as I explained to the mayor who said I was wrong, I said, well, okay, consistently right, consistently wrong, at least consistently, we followed what we thought was the proper rule. And so I'm not going to say either one of you is wrong or either one of you is right, but we need to clarify for the commission what the actual 6 business day deadline is.
So the custom and practice has always been that we provide you with
Point
agenda
of order,
items
Mayor.
on Wednesday.
Mayor, point of order.
I'm trying
Let
to stay
them-
away from using custom and practice, Commissioner Gellan.
Thank you.
As a statement, but
Historically-
consistently, we have accepted agenda items within the deadline that you gave it.
But at the same token, as a point of order, those of us who know that 6 business days is Tuesday, and it is marked on all of our calendars, and we get reminders, little task reminders, the week before to remind us
I don't get
that
any
we
reminders.
have, they're on all of our calendars, it has been confirmed, that it's, and so some of us have not brought forth items knowing that the rules say it is the Tuesday beforehand. And just because there has been an error but there's been an error in processing and counting the time, does not mean it should continue. Again, right now at this time, there's a motion to table this item. It has been seconded. City Clerk, please call the
There was
roll.
never a motion to table.
Yes,
You-
there was.
You asked for a suggestion for a motion to table. You said at this point, I would.
I'd like to make a motion to
entertain-
table this item.
There's a second. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Gomez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Villalobos,
Yes.
Commissioner Gallan,
No.
Commissioner Bolton,
No.
Commissioner Placco.
Yes.
The motion passes 3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 11:49. Get home safely. If you're already home, pleasant dreams.
I'm not a puppet.
See you.